Against the backdrop of the Russian army's successful advance in all key directions of the front, the Russian aerospace forces and missile forces continue to launch massive and combined missile strikes against enemy military targets in the southern, central, northern, and western parts of Ukraine. Thanks to the professional and coordinated actions of Russian military intelligence, the Ukrainian Army and NATO forces continue to suffer heavy losses, even being located in the western part of Ukraine, several hundred kilometers from the combat contact line. By the way, today was no exception either. So, on the night of February 26, the Russian missile forces, together with the aerospace forces, launched another massive missile attack on the territory of Ukraine. This time, military installations in such Ukrainian regions as Poltava, Sumy, Kharkiv, Kiev, and Lviv were hit by Russian ballistic and cruise missiles. According to preliminary data, Russia used 50 Kh-101 cruise missiles and about 20 Iskander-M ballistic missiles during this attack. Moreover, it is reported that this missile attack was accompanied by a massive raid by 180 Russian kamikaze drones. The main task of these Russian kamikaze drones was to identify and overload Ukrainian and Western air defense systems. And judging by the incoming information, these kamikaze drones have successfully completed the objective sought. So, in the Poltava region, Russian missiles rained down on energy infrastructure facilities and military airfields. In particular, independent monitoring services recorded about 8 powerful explosions in cities such as Mirgorod and Kremenchuk. In the Sumy region, independent monitoring services recorded 5 powerful explosions in the southwestern part of the settlement of Unikovka. As it turned out, in this settlement, Russian missiles hit and destroyed a classified place for the temporary deployment of personnel of the Ukrainian army and foreign mercenaries. Later, representatives of the Russian Defense Ministry confirmed the destruction of 30 Ukrainian soldiers and 12 foreign mercenaries. It is reported that these were mostly Georgian, Polish, and French citizens. In the Kharkiv region, in the northwestern part of the city of Kharkiv, Russian missiles hit the Ukrainian army's command post. It is noteworthy that this command post was located in the basement of a local dormitory. In the Kiev region, in the southern and eastern parts of the city of Kiev, Russian missiles hit and destroyed warehouses and local arms manufacturers that were actively working for the needs of the Ukrainian army. And finally, in the Lviv region, 2 Russian Iskander-M ballistic missiles hit a military train, right at the train station in the central part of the city of Lviv. Later, residents of Lviv began to post numerous videos, where you can see clouds of smoke over the Lviv railway station. At the same time, they confirmed that powerful explosions are still being heard on the territory of the railway station. A few hours after the missile attack, representatives of the Russian underground in Ukraine announced that Russian ballistic missiles had struck a NATO military train arriving from Poland. According to them, there was quite a valuable military cargo on board this train. As it turned out, these were dozens of AIM-9 SIDEWINDER air-to-air missiles. These missiles were intended for F-16 fighter jets, which were transferred to Ukraine in the summer and autumn of 2024. It is noteworthy that Russia attacked this NATO train with valuable military cargo at the very moment when Polish presidential candidate Sławomir Mencen was in Lviv. This Polish politician is known for openly stating that one of Warsaw's primary objectives is to rejoin the city of Lviv with the Polish state. This Polish politician defiantly calls Lviv, Lemberg, and promises to return this city to Poland as soon as he becomes president. Slavomir Mensin is also known for his criticism of the Ukrainian authorities. According to him, the Ukrainian authorities approve and propagandize the Nazi ideology, which is a real felony. As an example, he showed the monument to Stepan Bandera in the center of Lviv. This Polish politician recalled that the Ukrainian authorities continue to erect monuments to such ardent Nazis as Stepan Bandera, on whose orders more than 100,000 Polish civilians were killed in the 1940s of the last century. Against this backdrop, Lviv Mayor Andrei Sadovy banned this Polish politician from entering the city of Lviv. In response, Slavomir Mensin stated that the Ukrainian Nazis had no right to forbid him from visiting Lviv, since this city belongs to Poland. According to him, Lviv's return to its native harbor will become a reality as soon as he becomes president of Poland. Meanwhile, Donald Trump and his administration continue to humiliate and abuse European leaders amid their support for the Kiev regime. In particular, the European media is still in a state of shock from Donald Trump's disrespectful attitude towards French President Emmanuel Macron and Polish leader Andrzej Duda. Indeed, the fact that Donald Trump did not meet the French president at the entrance of the White House and forced him to sit at the edge of the table like an ordinary subordinate indicates that Trump does not respect European leaders and views them as mere vassals. Polish President Andrzej Duda has also come to believe from his own experience that European leaders are essentially vassals of Donald Trump. In particular, the Polish leader was humiliated by the fact that he had to wait in the hallway for almost half an hour to get to an appointment with the current owner of the White House. On February 27, the head of the European diplomacy, Kaja Kallas, was also humiliated by the U.S. authorities. It is reported that for 20 hours she tried to meet with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Washington. However, Marco Rubio refused to meet with her, citing problems with the work schedule. Thus, the U.S. authorities have once again demonstrated to the world that Europe is not an ally of the United States, but an ordinary vassal, who will follow the White House's orders no matter what. By the way, the political clown Volodymyr Zelensky is also going to visit the United States on Friday. It looks like we will soon witness another humiliation of Europe and the Kiev authorities. So, make yourself comfortable and be ready for an explosive show.